Let me take you back to a moment most people don't talk about because it's too painful, too raw, too real. Imagine a young man sitting alone in a one-bedroom apartment, no money in the bank, fridge empty, lights off because the bill couldn't be paid. He's staring at the ceiling, eyes wide open at 3 a.m., wondering how his life got to this point. A pile of unopened rejection letters on the floor, missed opportunities, burned bridges, and worst of all, that voice, that nasty little voice in his head saying, "See, you'll never make it, you're not good enough, you're a failure." That voice was fear. Now let me tell you something powerful. That same man who almost gave up that night is the same man who eventually rose, rebuilt his life, and became a voice of hope for millions. You know why? Because he figured out one truth: fear is a liar. And once you learn how to silence doubt, your whole world starts to change. Fear don't fight fair. It creeps in quiet. It doesn't kick down the door. It sneaks in through the cracks. You might be sitting in a room full of people, laughing, smiling, but deep down, fear is whispering, they don't really like you. You're not really one of them. You might have an idea that lights your soul on fire, a vision that excites every part of you. But fear will say, "Who do you think you are? Nobody's gonna believe in you." Fear's job is to keep you stuck. Doubt's mission is to keep you small. And if you're not careful, they will team up, chain you to mediocrity, and convince you that comfort is safer than calling. But hear me when I say this: comfort never created greatness. Playing it safe never built legacies. Fear is crafty. It knows your triggers. It knows the exact words that cut deep. It doesn't shout. It whispers. It won't say you'll fail. It'll say maybe wait a little longer. You're not quite ready. It won't say you're worthless. It'll say there are already so many people doing what you want to do, and they're better. But the end result is the same. You stay stuck. You stay quiet. You stay invisible. You know what's worse than failing? Regret. Regret is the pain that comes from listening to fear for too long. It's sitting in your old age wondering what could have been. It's seeing others live out the dream you once had and knowing you could have, but didn't, because fear talked you out of it. Let's be clear. Fear is not always loud. Sometimes fear wears a suit and tie and calls itself logic. Sometimes fear wears church clothes and calls itself humility. Sometimes fear sounds like your parent, your teacher, your past. But the truth is, if it's keeping you from becoming who you're meant to be, it's a lie. Period. Now, you might be thinking, but I've failed before. So what? Everybody has. The difference between those who rise and those who sink is how they respond to failure. Fear uses failure as a weapon, but purpose uses it as fuel. See, you gotta learn to reframe it. Failure ain't the end, it's the training ground. It's the classroom where character is built. Nobody walks into greatness without stumbling a few times. Let me talk to the person who's been sitting on their dream. You've had that idea for months, maybe years, but you're waiting for the right time, the right resources, the right approval, and deep down you're not really waiting. You're afraid. Afraid to try, afraid to be seen, afraid to fail. Let me tell you this: there will never be a perfect time. There will never be a day when all the stars align and every doubt disappears. You've got to move anyway. You've got to walk scared, build nervous, speak trembling, act unsure, because action is what silences fear. Movement is what crushes doubt. Fear can't live in momentum. The more you move, the quieter fear becomes. But if you sit still long enough, it gets louder, it multiplies, it spreads, until it becomes so familiar, you start calling it normal. Don't normalize fear. Don't marry your limitations. Don't get so used to second-guessing yourself that confidence feels foreign. You were not created to be average. You weren't born to hide. You were made to stand out. But that can't happen until you confront the lie and say enough. You know why fear fights you so hard, because your breakthrough scares it. Your light intimidates it. Your potential terrifies it. Fear sees the version of you that's fully alive, and it knows once you get there, it can't touch you anymore. So it tries to get you to quit before you even start. But let's flip the script. Every time you hear fear say, "You can't," you say, "Watch me." Every time it says, "It's too late," say, "I'm just getting started." Every time it whispers, "You'll fail," shout back, "I'll learn." You don't have to be fearless to win. You just have to be brave enough to go anyway. Courage isn't about feeling confident. Courage is about showing up while scared, while unsure, while doubting, and doing it anyway. Think about the people you admire, the ones who inspire you. Do you think they never felt fear? Of course they did, but they did it anyway. They wrote the book scared, started the business broke, walked on stage sweating, moved to a new city alone. They pushed past fear, and that's why we know their names. Your breakthrough is on the other side of your obedience. Your next level is waiting for you to stop negotiating with lies and start standing on truth. And the truth is, you are more than capable. You are already equipped. You don't need another sign. You don't need another confirmation. You just need to start. Stop waiting for perfect. Start with messy. Start with what you have. Start where you are, but just start, because every step forward silences fear a little more, and over time what once felt like a giant becomes a whisper. Fear may knock on your door every day, but you don't have to invite it in. You don't have to feed it, entertain it, or build a life around it. You can feel it, acknowledge it, and still choose faith instead. Faith is not blind optimism. It's not wishing. It's believing that even if it doesn't go perfectly, you'll still be okay. That even if you fall, you'll rise. That even if people don't understand, you'll stay true to your path. That even if you have to cry through it, crawl through it, stumble through it, you'll keep moving. Because movement is victory, progress is proof, and every little win builds your confidence. Every little action strengthens your voice, until one day fear comes knocking, and you don't even hear it anymore. Let's get real. You've got one life, one chance to do something meaningful, and fear is trying to rob you of it. Don't give it another minute. Don't waste another hour. Get up, speak up, step out, dream again. Believe again. Take the risk, make the call, launch the idea, write the script, sing the song, because fear will never leave on its own. You've got to kick it out, and once you do, you'll look back and realize fear never had any power except the power you gave it. It was all smoke and mirrors, all bark, no bite, and once you silence doubt, once you shut fear down, once you reclaim your voice, there is absolutely nothing you can't do. You are more powerful than your past. You are stronger than your mistakes. You are wiser than your fears. You are ready, not tomorrow, not when things are perfect, not when the fear is gone. Right now. Right now is your time. Right now is your moment. Don't let fear steal it. Don't let doubt delay it. Stand up. Take the first step. Silence the lie and start living the truth, because fear is a liar and it's time you stopped listening. So here's what I need you to understand. Fear is not your truth. It never was. It's not your identity, your destiny, or your guide. It's just noise, loud, convincing, and persistent noise. But when you strip it down, when you stop feeding it, when you face it head on, you realize it's empty. Powerless, a shadow cast by your own light. You've spent too much time letting fear tell your story, too many moments held back, too many yesies you never gave yourself. But that ends today, because now you know what fear is, a liar. And once you know the truth, you can never unsee it. You can never go back to the prison of what if, the chains of doubt, the illusion of safety that kept you small. You were born for boldness. You were created to walk in purpose. Your dreams are not accidents. They are assignments, and fear, Fear is just a test to see if you'll believe the lie or rise into the truth. And I believe you're ready to rise, to take your voice back, to own your future, to step into the room like you belong, because you do. Every time you choose courage over comfort, you take back territory. Every time you act in faith, you reclaim your power. And even if you feel afraid, even if you stumble, don't you dare stop. Because the real failure is not in falling, it's in never trying. It's in letting fear decide the direction of your life. No more shrinking, no more second guessing, no more waiting for permission. This is your moment. This is your line in the sand. You can either let fear keep writing your story, or you can grab the pen and write a new chapter. One of bravery, one of purpose, one of truth. Silence the lies, step into the light. You've got everything you need. The world is waiting, and your time is now.